2024 is nearly over, and that means that this is a great time for thinking about what intentions you want to set for yourself in 2025. And with that in mind, today's video is all about vision boards, how they work, why they work, and some tips for how you can get started. I'm going to be linking up here at the studio with my best friend and fellow YouTube creator, Anna Mae Berry. And if you want to check out our process of making our vision boards together, you should head to her channel at the end of this video and see what we come up with. Hi, I'm Frankie Saturn. Welcome to my studio. I help all kinds of people ignite their creative spark and discover new ways to bring their ideas to life. If you want to grow your creativity, whether for your personal growth, professional development, or a desire to advance social change, you are in the right place, so go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm not a huge believer in New Year's resolutions, but I do believe that the beginning of the year, or even the beginning of a month, or a Monday morning can offer the hopeful and optimistic feeling of a fresh start. And it can be really satisfying to our little dopamine craving brains to set meaningful goals to work toward and have tools in place to support that work throughout a set period of time. Vision boards can be a really great way to do that if you're a perfectionist and working on limiting perfectionism's hold in your life, because they don't imply failure in their process the way that some things like habit trackers and goal planners sometimes can. It can feel really discouraging sometimes to have a box unchecked, but with a vision board, you're giving yourself a broader view of what you want to accomplish and a visually satisfying way to check in with yourself around what progress you're making towards those goals throughout the year. Despite not including box checking or other rigid built-in accountability tools and metrics, vision boards can be just as effective as other goal planning tools in keeping you on track to meet your goals for the year. So let's talk about why vision boards actually work on a psychological level. Do you know that feeling when you buy a new car and suddenly you see that exact model everywhere? That's your Reticular Activating System, or RAS, at work. It's like your brain's spotlight. It filters through all the information around you and highlights what's important. A vision board essentially programs your RAS to spot opportunities related to your goals. Think about athletes who visualize their performance. Vision boards work similarly through daily reinforcement. So when you see your board every morning and evening, you're strengthening those neural pathways in your brain. It's like creating a mental map of your future that your brain starts working toward even when you're not consciously thinking about it. And the really fascinating part is how this affects creativity. When you regularly process these visuals, your brain starts making unexpected connections. Maybe an image of a mountain peak represents your career goal, but it might spark ideas about personal growth too. You'll start recognizing patterns and opportunities you might have missed before. That's why vision boards aren't just about manifesting. They're actually training your brain to think differently. Now let's talk materials. The foundation of a great vision board starts with your magazines. Look for high quality images, fashion magazines, travel, business publications. You want crisp, vibrant photos that really capture what you're visualizing. If you can't find exactly what you want in print, you can always print digital images. I love to use, for this kind of project, things like architectural and design magazines. So I have this Surface Design magazine. It's a fiber arts magazine. Metropolis magazine. It's architecture and design. Art Forum is great for this. And then here's Frame. This is a really old magazine that I've had around my house for years. The other ones I picked up for free at a reuse store here in Chicago. We have a really great one called The Wayshed, but most larger cities have a place where you can pick up free or really cheap magazines. For tools, you'll need sharp scissors, and I mean really sharp. Dull scissors will give you jagged edges, and that's not what we want, unless it is. If it isn't though, I recommend either using a relatively new pair of craft scissors that haven't dulled from use yet, or a pair of sewing scissors or scissors made specifically for paper crafts. A strong adhesive is also crucial. I recommend and use rubber cement because it's super strong and it won't curl your paper over time. And then your backdrop needs to be steady. I like to use this matting board here. This is matting board that goes behind like a framed photo or a print because it won't warp when we add elements, but it's still lightweight enough that I don't need to do any sort of extra hardware to put it on a wall. For those extra personal touches, there are fun optional elements that you can include. Paint pens are great for adding text, washi tape creates beautiful borders, and stickers can fill small spaces or add emphasis to certain goals. Lastly, before we get started, let's talk key principles. First, you might want to categorize your goals. Think about career, personal growth, health, relationships. This might help structure your board and ensure that you're building a balanced vision. When you're selecting images, trust your gut. The photos that you choose should give you maybe an emotional reaction, excitement or calmness, whatever your goal represents for you. For layout, think of your board like a story. You might want a strong central image that captures your biggest goal, and then clusters of related images, leaving some breathing room. Leaving white space can be an intentional choice to allow each goal its own space and some visual differentiation. If you're like me though, you may be more drawn toward filling white space entirely. I like to look for images of patterns, textures, and colors that I can place underneath my more meaningful imagery for a vision board that's more collage style. Placement, where you keep your vision board is crucial. This is not art for your closet. Put your board where you're going to see it during key moments of your day. I'm going to keep mine here in my studio where I do a lot of my artwork and writing. And that's it. Check out Anime Berry's channel to see what we came up with together and get some inspiration for your own vision board. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on harnessing creativity to reach your goals. I would love to hear about how your vision boarding is going for 2025, so let me know in the comments if anything interesting is coming up for you. See you next time.